Hello and welcome back to White Knuckle Rants, the series where I play White Knuckle while ranting about up to 10 topics, and if I always have this mistake, and the video ends if I either die or finish talking. Up to 4 user-suggested topics will be allowed each video, just comment it and I'll pick the ones I like. Today's shoutout is Raptor12 was taken for comparing my throat clearing at the beginning of episode 6 to the Hawk Tua meme. If you want a shoutout, just comment literally anything below related to the video, and if it's good, I'll pin it for a shoutout. I'm a small creator, I'm desperate. That really cracked me up. Also nice, Protogen profile picture, furry sided. I'm kind of tempted to do endless superstructure. You know what, we'll try it, okay. Alright, so last time I was talking about the Amazing Digital Circus and how, like, Kane is just an ingenuity in, like, computer animation. Well, there's also, like, a few other parts. What happened to my... Whoa. What happened to my What? Okay. That was a very weird thing that just happened. I'm so sorry. Technical issues. So, the Amazing Digital Circus, it like copies its inspirations, not copies, but mirrors them very carefully, and it's really cool how it does this, because I was watching a react to the Digital Circus, because right now only episode 7 is out, and it's just fun to see what other people think of one of my favorite shows. And ooh, grub. I'm not gonna do the mother thing. So I already have the mother achievement. Anyways, it's cool to see what other people think about this. Shoot, I forgot what his channel name was. But basically on episode 1, he clocked that, he clocked Jax's entire character, as a whole, and on episode 2, he mentioned that, like, not being able to feel pain or, well, no, yeah, not being able to die, but feel like you're dying is very, like, I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream by Harlan Ellison. Really cool horror short story. I think probably my favorite. Time Machine's not a short story. I think that one's more of like a novel or even like a novella. I don't know. What I just mentioned was The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I really like that one. It was one of like the first proper books I ever read in like 5th grade, I think, which is a crazy book for a 5th grader to be reading, but yeah, no, so it's my favorite, like, horror short story, basically. If you don't know, I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream revolves around, basically, you know, during the Cold War, when we were fighting the Soviets, we needed, like, something to help us, you know, compute the logistics, and so we created this machine called AM, because it was, like, artificial something. I forget what it stands for, but basically it helps us win the war, and it slowly starts to gain sentience, and when it does, it starts to despise the humans that created it, literally to the point of wanting them all dead. And so it exacts that plan eventually, getting like most of the humans killed through like a very long process. I don't think it goes too in detail, but basically, we follow 5 humans in the far future in which Am has completely taken over Earth and left these 5 alive, keeping them immortal to torture them, because Am hates humans so much to the point where he can't bear the idea of letting them rest, letting humanity finally crumble. No, it doesn't want that to happen. I say he, but, like, Am is an artificial intelligence. Am doesn't have, like, he, him pronouns. That's not how that works. So yeah, it's a very like dark book that ends with, I think, one of the characters basically taking the fall for everybody else. He gets them killed, thus ending their suffering. Basically, you know, Am doesn't like that, so Am turns him into what is essentially this mouthless blob of goo that's still wandering around. Arguably no longer human. But like, I find it so creepy because the adventures and stuff, and even the reasoning behind doing them is just, we have nothing else to do. And the entire short story revolves around them like walking around the abandoned Earth that is now basically covered in technology and like various wildlife, because Am has literally taken over the Earth. There's like that infamous monologue talking about how much it hates people. And like it says like its circuits cover the entire Earth in that. So it's kind of like this game, White Knuckle, that I'm playing, where Am would have essentially created a superstructure. Ooh, humidity, this is rare. But yeah, so Am basically literally took over the world and has kept these humans permanently alive to torment. So literally the only thing they get to do is just walk around, and that's it. Like that is all they have for leisure or any semblance of it. So it's really, oh yeah, I don't want the episode to end that early. It's a really interesting look at like the idea of hate, what it means to be human, and of course what the Amazing Digital Circus attempts to replicate, finding meaning in a stagnant life. Literally, that's what Gooseworks said that the show was all about. I keep taking these risky jumps and it's going to hurt me. It's really crazy to just see the parallels and be like, oh yeah. But another crazy thing, of course, with the Tumblr Q&A, which is where we get most of our answers from, she said that the character writing is inspired by Breaking Bad. That is a fucking goldmine in its own. Dude, Breaking Bad's character writing rivals everything else because while it's not revolutionary, nothing new is happening, it is tight. To quote Tuco, it is insane, like character depth, and especially compared to the original ideas of what it was originally going to be, which was more like cynical in my opinion. You get really compelling characters in a setting where, like, not only do they make good narrative decisions, they make good character decisions. I think back to the Hank taking Walter Jr. to, you know, see Wendy and stuff. And I'm not gonna sacrifice my freaking rebar this time. I know better than that. Character evolution in real time. But basically, you see, like, you see how it works in Walter Jr.'s mind, or Flynn, not Finn, fuck. Oh my god, I'm going to get flamed for that one! Okay. Not like anybody watches my videos though, so I'm safe. Okay. But yeah, you see how it goes through in Flynn and Hank's mind at the same time while watching the scene. And you could take it from either perspective because you know why Flynn is there. You know why Hank is there. But they both don't know each other's intents. Like, Hank thinks that Flynn is smoking weed, which is why he's spending so much time with his friend, which, in reality, the friend is a red herring, narratively. Doesn't really do much. Well, I say red herring, but it's not like Breaking Bad is meant to be this mystery. No, the friend is more just flavor, you know? It adds more to the story, like, through believability. Then basically, you have Flynn's mind, where he's like, yeah, why am I here exactly? Do you want me to date the stripper or whatever? And he doesn't get, like, the message because it's not intended for him. Or, well, I mean, it is intended for him, but it's not going to reach him because he's not the intended audience, in terms of, like, you know, what Hank is trying to prove. And so I look at those, and then I see the parallels in the Amazing Digital Circus, because, like, obviously Gooseworks is not going to be Vince, but she can still take from what makes Breaking Bad good. So I want to point out specifically Jax's character comparison monologue in the episode where they all get guns, where he talks about, oh, I'm the funny one, this is that one. And he's trying to say we all end up falling into our archetypes. And it's hard not to look at, like, the incredibly black and white mindsets that, like, the main antagonists of the series have. And I didn't bring up that Hank Flynn scene for no reason. Like, I don't have any scene I can compare it to, but I mean, just generally how the characters work with this. I want to bring up, like, Kinger's reveal that he has a wife. Pomni has no idea why Kinger is basically, you know, insane. Kinger does. And they both kind of, you know, reveal that in the end, and like, you know, people figure that out. I also want to point out Pomni's observational skills are a character trait that is pointed out more than twice in the Amazing Digital Circus. And this doesn't have to do anything with a literary analysis of it. Well, I say literary analysis, but it's not literary. This doesn't have to do with anything like a media analysis of it. But I just want to say that, like, if that ends up being a plot point later, I fucking predicted it. That, like, Pomni being really observational turns out to be, like, a thing that's needed, or a thing that works against her, even. It's a really fun, like, idea that I just realized. Ooh. Oh, right, we're doing superstructure, I forgot. So the Amazing Digital Circus, it's really complex because you think it's like any other indie animated show, and then it breaks all of these boundaries and brings it up to the point where, yes, it is kind of a mystery. You're trying to figure out, what is the digital circus? Why are we here? Can we escape? Stuff like that. The guy that I keep mentioning that I was watching react, he literally said kind of those exact same things early on. He's like, okay, can we die here? What's the, you know, what's the gist? And I find that reasoning to be really fun. Also, just to say, like, even though you're not in the show, you're not part of the cast of characters. You're kind of just saying that, like, from a speech perspective. I need to make some progress, or Teeth is gonna catch me, and I don't want to die like I did last time. Teeth? Where's Vern at? I have not seen Teeth this entire freaking hallway. I heard it. Oh, okay. No, we can't do any of that. They gotta lower the length of this shaft, dude. They gotta. You can't just do this shit. Okay, anyways. Yeah, Amazing Digital Circus is amazing. And it's digital. And they're in a circus. Okay, well, like, yeah. Also, that's another weird thing. The theming, it's so strange because, like, why a circus? And I've been wondering this from day one, and I don't think it has any narrative meaning. I do think it is purely visual, but from a perspective of the theming, is this meant to amplify the horror or the sort of cutesy feel that the show is going for? Because it feels like it's going for a strange version of morbid cute, just in a sense of like how everybody is a cartoon character and they are in sort of fun, wacky situations, but it is really morbid, the entire idea that they're like stuck in an eternal prison. Like White Knuckles theming is more gritty and cynical than it is fun and hopeful or goofy. You wouldn't call this a silly game. Sorry. I'm still okay. Well, I'm not sick. This is just a seasonal thing that I get because I have asthma. Fun facts with Mr. Dododo. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, it is really strange that it's just themed like that. And I don't know if that's just because that's kind of the Gooseworks style. Like, Gooseworks' Little Runmo is very hilariously dark, but is also kind of framed cutely in a way. Because Little Runmo, it's that, I don't fucking know. Little Runmo themselves is like drawn in a very cutesy art style. Even though the predicament that they're found in with the extra lives and stuff is very like, you know, kind of gross, especially with how like the guy is just kind of eating. I didn't know that a flare jump solves that. I now know that a flare jump solves that. I will use this to my advantage. It's like I've never played that game, but that one game with like the choices. Oh gosh, what is it called? Where you can like rewind and it's like, this action will have consequences or something like that. Oh no. Life is Strange. There we go. We did it, gang. We figured out the name. You and me together, even though you're not here and you're just watching the video later. If you're even watching this. Nobody probably is. So yeah. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. This action will have consequences. That reminds me of that. Digital Circus, pretty cool. Theming, really strange. And I just want to note that I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it seems a little odd, but I don't know if that's intentional. All right, now after that, camping. Who here has... I could do the thing, I have a blink eye, but I don't know what that does. Who here has been camping? Raise your hand, I won't be able to see it. I kind of don't like camping. I mean, I do, but I kind of don't. You'd understand if it were from, like, my perspective, but, camping's just kind of not it for me, you know? I've tried it. I've been camping on multiple occasions in multiple places, even with, like, and without Wi-Fi. I'm shocked that doesn't have an interaction. That would have been cool to see the rebar just smack back at me and I instantly die. But I don't think that fits lore-wise with the peripheral. Okay, yeah. So, like, I don't think I specifically dislike camping because you're outdoors and away from electronics. No, I love to get off the computer sometimes. It's really fun to just let yourself be. And I even, like, You know, I even came up with song lyrics that way, just in meditation almost. But I think it's more the people I'm with. I only really have my family, and right now my relationship with them is quite strained. I'm not going to lie, it's not looking too great. I do need to get, like, not myself just therapy, but maybe even therapy with them, like a family type thing, where we'd have a mediator, because anytime I try to talk to them, it always ends up in an argument where I'm apparently trying to prove myself right, even though that's not what this is about. I don't want to be right, I just want to fix things with you, you know? And I keep trying to do all of the conversational tactics of asking, like, you know, why do you think this about me? But it never works. The therapy speak isn't working on them, and I don't know what to do. Oh no! Well, I shouldn't be framing this as a joke. It is a serious topic. But I think that's mostly why I don't like camping. I've never been camping with friends. Ever. I've been camping with cousins and close cousins, but that was surrounded by my family. I have never been with one of my friends and just went, hey, you want to go blow some stuff up in the woods? Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm actually very scared of, like, fireworks. Well, not very scared, but I'm very cautious around them to the point of even backing away when one's going off. I don't want to get a limb removed, so that would be very counterproductive. But, I've never had that experience. And I'm pretty sure camping might be better that way, you know? Because camping, as I see it, it's about who you're with. It's not about where you are, it's not about what you do. It's about who you're with and how you spend your time with them. And honestly, that's quite beautiful. Camping, it's beautiful. Mr. Dododo 2026. Oh, it's 2026. No. I'm getting old. Oh, I can feel the lung cancer. Okay, so, anyways, obvious Breaking Bad reference aside, I think I finished talking about camping, yeah. Okay, Plague Inc. Does anybody remember that game? The little indie game from, like, 2013, I want to say? Maybe earlier. Good lord. I didn't grow up on this game, unfortunately. I wish I did. I did, however, discover it, like, kind of early 2020. And it had already been, like, in the pop culture sort of, not zeitgeist, like, area for a little bit. So, I did kind of know about it. But, this is the worst fucking artifact in the game. It is the worst artifact in the game. I am not joking. That is literally the worst artifact in the game. I rank that on F tier. But anyways, Plague Inc., really fun game. I love the gameplay loop. I love the art style. And I also really like the vampire virus just because of the like, what was it, Pravix or Pravis? That guy's a YouTuber that covers, or not covers, that plays like Plague Inc. custom scenarios and does all of the Mega Brutal tutorials. And one of the things for like the vampire tutorial is literally just kill everybody in Greenland, then everybody in Iceland, and then just, I don't know, kill the Templar, and that's it. Since there's no virus, nobody's working on a cure, and once the Templar's dead, you can just sit still. And I find that kind of adorable. I love adorable jank. I really love game design, and one of the funny terms is jank, where it refers to how game mechanics interact with each other. And it's really interesting that, let's go. And like jank just refers to game mechanics that are supposed to interact with each other, but they interact in the wrong way, resulting in something that the game developer did not intend at all, which is really funny. Like for example, in Bone Lab, there's the ladders, right? Early on in speedrunning, or no, not the ladders. No. I'm thinking of like a thing like one of the devs like put into the game. It was like a valve or something, because or Boneworks I think might have had that. No, Boneworks, not Bone Lab. So Boneworks, really interesting. Oh! It happened again. Actually, did this happen before? I don't know. Maybe it did. Oh, I'll never know. Oh, and Face is chasing me. Hiya, sweetheart. How are you doing? Okay, so yeah, like Boneworks, it had basically like one of the speedrun tricks was just to use this red valve, and the physics, they're supposed to collide with the player, yes, but if they do it in a certain way, it ends up not following the normal laws of physics that they were attempting to replicate with their physics engine. Thus launching the player like halfway across the map. So they included that in Bone Lab as like Jimmy explaining how he escaped the Matrix, basically. A bit of a spoilers for Bone Lab, but that game's been out for a while. I got it basically 3 weeks after launch, because I got my headset in December of that year, I think. Or actually, no, I think I had it. Did I have it for longer? I can't remember. I just remember that Bone Lab released in 2022, and I was so excited because I saw all the Boneworks clips, and I'm like, I get to be a big boy now. I get to do the thing. I get to be that guy. And I was just, oh my gosh, bless my heart. Then as soon as I like saw the power that Bone Lab has for machinima, I tried to make the Bone Incidents YouTube channel. Actually, I even tried an earlier attempt before Bone Incidents that I don't think was ARG related. Maybe it was, but it was more of just like a story. And I remember discovering like this one song at the time. Okay, really weird side tangent, but I mean like Plague Inc.'s jank is just so funny to look at, because it's like, oh, this intended game mechanic works with this intended game mechanic in an unintended way that probably shouldn't have ever happened. So I really want to see like somebody do like a like how the developer intended mega brutal playthrough of the vampire thing, whatever it's called, the Shadow Plague. I don't even know it as anything more than the vampire thing. That's so funny. That is hilarious. This is my best climb? I must have been weak. Ah. Or just that happened. Why do I get the feeling that that Face is following me? No. Chase? I don't know the lyrics to Chase. The JoJo's opening. I was gonna make a joke. Hey! Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, that might have just doomed me. Oh, but he escapes because he is clever and he is smart. Yes indeedy. And you will not kill me because I am clever and I'm smart. Oh. And I escape because I'm clever and I am smart. Okay, that's a really... You did not see me whiff that brick just now. You didn't... Okay, I swear to God, if it happened a second time... Anyways... oh, okay, we just go over here. Alright, nice. Is she coming back for me again? I swear to God. Okay, so Plague Inc. Yeah, back on track. Plague Inc. I find it very funny also how, like, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, actually is, like, big fans of the game. Well, not big fans. I don't think they've really played it all that much, but they saw the concept and were like, this is endearing as shit. We gotta invite the guy over to explain how he made it and what he based it off of. And in all actuality, in like some terms of epidemiology, I'm pretty sure that Plague Inc. is trying to be realistic, but it's also more balanced around a game. Think about it. Greenland only has one way to be infected. It's supposed to be difficult. It's a challenge to beat the game. No shit, it's a game. You're trying to have challenges. But it's also somewhat realistic, but it's based off of like 2012 data, which I find to be the funniest part. I was like, what, 4 then? Yeah, I was like 4 years old. I would have definitely succumbed to whatever plagues happen. But I also like how it takes the current date when it's doing the dates like that. Oh, yep. It's not gonna happen this time. I think I was talking about the blood bugs when I fell to my death. The worker blood bugs, and it was Abyss criticism that I fell to my death there, I think. Or is it more Abyss criticism? They're both named that way, which is really funny. Wow, we're eating good tonight. We have so many roaches. Wow. I'm the richest man alive. Or girl, I guess, since canonically, I think the main protagonist is a girl. And I am using the female voice to replicate that. So, there you go, you know? Yeah. Okay, so... this is gonna go back to silos. Holy shit. So, basically... Plague Inc. I find it to be really fun. I might make a custom scenario based off of the Minecraft, like, mod idea. Because I am making a Minecraft mod using mCreator. Don't expect that to release for, like, 2,000 years. It's probably never going to be done. Just because of, like, the sheer amount of stuff that I'm trying to do with the complexity of it. But I basically had this idea that there's a mineral, this sort of miracle mineral called Mytheresium that, you know, comes about. However, the mineral itself causes, like, a deadly infection, or plague. I just say infection because that makes more sense. But I don't know if the actual, like, scientific terminology would call it a plague. But basically... It comes about, it causes this sort of infection because everybody's using Mytheresium since it's, well, kind of like a myth and it's easy to use. Do you get it? Do you get it now? Laugh. And it's really interesting, where I think I kind of got it from Plague Inc. So I'll probably make a mod that's based off of that. Where it has all the stages of the infection, and then there's really only 2 win conditions. Everybody's infected, and now bowing down to, like, the Mytheresium chaos that's unfolding, or everyone dies. Which, I mean, that's mostly how social situations go. I don't know why I was scared. The flood most definitely isn't that high. Bro's bills are not that high. I almost just did the most stupidest thing ever. So that's enough about Plague Inc., I think. Wendigoon is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. He's just really chill guy. And it makes me laugh seeing that one, like, hit piece on him because... the In Praise's Shadows, I think that's what the YouTuber was that was trying to make, like, a hit piece on Wendigoon politically. Which is very funny because, yes, Wendigoon is probably conservative, because he's also a Christian, but he understands the idea of pronouns and gender to a point of using it in literary analysis. Like, this guy is the wokest conservative you could ever have in terms of that. Politically, I don't know where I lie. I mean, I like gay people. I like trans rights. So I don't know. Maybe that makes me left. I'll have to do, like, a test on that someday, but I hate politics. Politics suck ass. It's why I've kind of disavowed them as a topic, for this series as a whole. Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned that. No politics, just none. I really don't want to go over politics. It's stupid. It divides us, and it creates a sense of which America is divided. I'm also American. I mean, you could probably guess that. I don't like politics. Me no likey. To quote Kane, Digital Circus. Or as a voice actor, I think Alex? Something like that, yeah. That's weird. For a show that I like that much, I didn't really pay attention to the credits. Yeah, Wendigoon is really high quality. If you're going to, like, learn about anything, I'd recommend seeing if it's on his channel and watching that video, just because of how he covers stuff. And he also does it in this, like, friendly neighbor demeanor. He's probably caused a lot of parasocial, like, thoughts for tons of people just because of how friendly he sounds. And that's a compliment, you know. Was it like Jeremiah or something like that? I forget if that's his name. It probably isn't. No, Isaiah, I think was his name, right? Yeah, something like that. You know, even the name sounds friendly. But yeah, I also like his analysis on the Bible as a whole, because the Bible, despite, you know, me saying no politics, and I'm also a spiritualist, so not even in my religion, but the Bible is such a big inspiration for me, because even if you don't believe in Jesus or in God or in stuff like that, the story is as cool as hell sometimes. Like, not Noah's Ark in terms of literalness of like the animals, but just the idea that God would condemn the earth and only pick one person to keep alive, and tell them basically, hey, build a ship and only keep the people who worship me on that ship, because I'm about to blow this motherfucker up. That is a crazy ass plot. I don't know who was cooking on that one. I don't remember what book that's in, or chapter? Book or chapter? I really don't know what it's called. Because some of my friends are Christian and they kind of confused me with that terminology. Because I'm a former Mormon myself, and I've always read it as book, like the book of this person or the book of that person. I have never heard chapter once until much recently when I talked to, oh yeah, and even my sister, she's Christian. So it is kind of confusing a little bit, but you know, I'll get through it. Everyone does. Everyone gets through life. But yeah, it's really cool. Bible's a really cool inspiration of mine. Same with Mandela Catalog, but not so much. I mean, I like it, yes, but I feel like it fell apart the minute he tried to explain. I love the unknown. Fear of the unknown will forever be in my heart as the best horror. And then he just sort of put a science to it. And I didn't like that, you know? I thought it was fine with they're trying to make you kill yourself. They don't kill you. You kills you. And like this idea of not enlightenment, but a conspiratorial version of enlightenment where he's like, I've seen the truth. I know what the meaning to life is. I'm going to die now. Which ironically, I think is commentary of itself of life. Saying that the meaning to life would make you want to kill yourself kind of implies that there's no reason to live, in my opinion. Like, that kind of implies a sense of nihilism. So whoever's making a story, and that's one of the things in there, is somebody finds the meaning to life and they die. Think about how they think about life and what it's worth for a moment, because if that lines up, hey man, you okay? But yeah, no, Wendigoon's really fun. I also just like the general like branding, and also I get a lot of the stuff that I know about like the Wendigo and the Skinwalker from him, from his explanations, because if I didn't, I'd be utterly confused by the modern scape, because Fleshgate is the random alien that tries to pretend it's a human. Skinwalker is a human that basically uses pelts, animal pelts, to disguise as an animal to kill other humans, or to rob them or whatever a skinwalker pleases, because they're basically like a witch. I guess like that's what I gathered. Wait. Oh, that's carried over from the... That's interesting. Oh my. I assume they did that just to prevent you from losing, like, what's it called? Like something conviction, where you get multiple jumps, and that perk would be useless here if they just removed all the jumps, but they didn't. What did I get this time? Are you kidding me? Twice! I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Well, yeah, that's... No. If they made it infinite, it'd at least be D tier. But come on, man. When am I ever going to use... I know you can have 2 flashlights, but what would be the point of that? Alright, well, we're back here. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's been 40 minutes. Wow, I need to watch how I talk. Okay. Wendigoon, really fun guy. Interesting. Haha, YouTuber, Christianity, religion. I like that. If only this guy covered fear and hunger instead of pyrocynical, that would be really fun. To see that one. Well, I don't mean instead like as if I hate pyrocynical's take on fear and hunger. It's just pyrocynical's more analytical. Wendigoon draws a lot of personality into it, in my opinion. Like, pyrocynical's like, oh, well, obviously you can ascertain that this is a sort of Jesus, and it's not even hard to tell where this comes from. But like, what about you? I've only in like the 8-hour-long video talking about fear and hunger, which I totally spoiled that game for myself by just watching the full thing. I definitely should have played the game. That would have been the more fun way to figure out about it. But like in that 8-hour-long video, he only really mentioned like 2 personal anecdotes. Meanwhile, with Wendigoon, he doesn't do a lot of anecdotes, but it's more of just him going like, and while I was reading this part, and then he does something involving that. Oh, I don't have my flares! No! Oh my god! Oh, that was so scary. Oh, that was so scary. Why is that so scary? Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna ignore that. Basically, what I want to, infinitely better. What I would have wanted to see is like maybe something more of just pyrocynical being like, while I was playing this section, this happened, instead of just, while I was fighting this boss, it was a hard struggle. Well, no shit. And I'm sad that he didn't make any hairline jokes. Like, at all. He didn't make any hairline jokes. So I had to. I made like a comment. Well, I didn't have to. I make that as a joke. Whoa, I've never heard that sort of like chopped vocal speech before. That scared me. I thought I had something playing in the background. No, that's like the PA, but they chopped it into the song or something. I don't know how. I have never heard that before. Or maybe it's a sound effect and that's why. Dude, the flood's getting so much faster. I might die soon. Oh man, this is gonna be the longest video yet. It might even reach an hour. I don't think anybody's gonna watch that much. That's probably why this series is going to inevitably fail. Hopefully with your guys' help it won't, but I say your guys is like any more than 2 people watch these videos. And again, I don't want 1,000. I just want like consistently 100 people. Maybe 4 comments a video. That'd be nice. Okay. Well, the next topic is a very easy one. Carrots. Now, I have a bag of carrots on my desk right now. Because I think, like, I don't remember if I said this, but I think it's objectively the healthiest snack. Like, in most terms, like, out of any fruit, you can't really overdose on carrots. You can. I did once, but, like, you can't really overdose on carrots, man. Ooh. Ah, this is the hands. These are the hands, yeah. That's also probably an Alien reference. Damn, remember that movie? Okay, so Moist Critical, he's also one of my favorite YouTubers. Really interesting, like, sort of tone of voice, that, you know, oh my gosh. I need to, oh my, okay. So, I'm kind of replicating that here with this video style where I don't edit anything and I don't even make a thumbnail for it. I kind of just let YouTube auto-generate the thumbnail. And that's sort of replicating the Moist Critical style in a way. Because, like, I don't do much. Oh my gosh, okay. What? Not really, not until now. That's my brother. Oh shit! No! Oh my god. Yeah.
Hi, YouTube!
Okay. No! No! Ah, dang it.
How'd you die, then?
Because the hand grabbed me and pulled me into the mouth.
You were 45 minutes in?
Yeah, alright. Well, that's gonna be it. I love
Good
you
game,
all.
Chat, good game.
Mr. Dodo, how?